Well, the countdown is on. We are just 7 days away from the midterms, and the Senate is in play.
Control of Congress could come down to who wins 4 key states. The Senate seats up for grabs in Pennsylvania, Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia. Here to break it all down, ABC News political director Rick Klein. Rick, feels like a red wave to me, but big picture, where do you think, you know a lot more than I do, where things stand 1 week from Election Day?
Yeah, you have to look at the House and the Senate as different animals, Terry. And right now, the House does look like overwhelmingly likely like it's going to flip. All the atmospherics, all the polling, all points in the same direction. The Senate remains pretty interesting. A wave of new polling out from the New York Times and Siena College suggests very tight races in the states that you're referencing. Pennsylvania, where John Fetterman has maintained the tiniest of leads. Raphael Warnock still up a little bit over Herschel Walker, at least in the public polling. Basically tied in Nevada, which is actually good news for Democrats, because they've seen the lead slip in the past. And Arizona, also Senator Mark Kelly slightly ahead, all within the margin of error, all very close. So you can take that as a measure of where things stand, that we are basically a coin flip right now on today's facts as to where things are going to land a week from now.
You know, Rick, the country has had now over the past couple of election cycles the same experience that the polls looked one way and then the votes looked another way. The polling error is pretty significant. For Democrats, it was devastating. And for Republicans, you know, obviously they were overjoyed in 2018, or they like what they see. My point is, it seems like it's underrepresenting Republicans. And so how do you look at that?
I don't think there's a way to say that about every poll, Terry. Unfortunately, if it was, then we can make some adjustments to the methodology. Our partners at 538 have looked at this over the years and see in Democratic states, it tends to overstate the Democratic advantage. Republican states, sometimes it overstates the Republican advantage. We're talking about true battleground states. I think you have to look at an average of polls if you're going to do anything responsible with polling right now, which is, again, what our partners at 538 do, and don't look for it to be determinative. These races are too close for polling to suggest it's going to be one way or the other. As we talked about, these are basically tied races, which means, yeah, it matters who votes over the last 7 days that voting is available to people right up through Election Day. I get asked this all the time, and I tell people, if you don't believe the polls, that's fine. Go vote and tell other people to vote. That's the biggest way to register your disapproval with whatever you see. The bigger mistake would be to cherry pick and just take the results that you like and dismiss the other ones as some kind of a bias.
Well, someone not doing so well in the polls, President Joe Biden. We just took the live event out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's hitting the road, stumping for a lot of candidates, which, of course, brings us to incumbent Ron DeSantis. Do you think he'll hold his position there against Democrat Charlie Crist? It's a big reason.
Yeah,
yes.
it would be a shock if Ron DeSantis doesn't win the race. And I think Joe Biden even knows that. The Democrats certainly know that. I'm looking to today's event as more of a square up about 2024, an attempt by the White House to show that Joe Biden knows how to define Ron DeSantis, isn't afraid of him, has the energy and has the messaging. We saw the two of them have a bit of a detente a few weeks ago around Hurricane Ike. But since then, we have seen a lot more vitriol begin to flow, and I think that's going to continue today. Florida, though, is slipped from the battlefield. And you talk about the states that Joe Biden is going. I mean, the fact that he's going to go to Pennsylvania a lot in the closing week isn't surprising, but he is also going to New Mexico, Maryland, and even Southern California, all Democratic strongholds. That tells you some little taste of what Democrats are up against.
They themselves apparently believe they're playing defense right now. We'll see how it goes when the votes come in and are counted. ABC News political director Rick Klein. We'll see you, I'm sure, soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.